Yeah, the last part, but not the least one, is to understand the role and contribution young people can make to add value to their own education. Now, the challenge is that young people tend to leave education issues to adults like myself. We have a very short time to play in the future. The future is yours. So be alert about that and be prepared to roll up your sleeves and venture into it. The first and most important issue is that of rewiring of the African mindset, particularly among the young people. Why? Because the greatest asset one has is the brain. It is your mindset. And how it's wired determines what level of contribution you can unleash to society. It also determines how much you are prepared to transform the future for yourself and for other generations to come. It determines the kind of legacy you are going to leave long after you have departed from here. What will people say about you? So that wiring I'm talking about talks to the issues of creating deliberately an abundance perspective in your mind. It's done by the institutions, but it's also a challenge that each individual has to create. Focus on innovative solutions. Focus on the possibility perspective. And at the same time, make sure that you acquire a digital mindset, because the digital mindset equips you for the times that you are living now and for the future. In the past, people used to depend on analog systems, non-connected systems. But in the future, if you don't think digitally, you become irrelevant. You become the best candidate for extinction. And the time to future-proof yourself is now to acquire as much digital knowledge as possible. I want to end by looking at some of the inventions by Afro-Americans and obviously by Africans as well, because these are Black people. All these are Black people who have taken a huge lead in terms of inventions and innovations. We are not told about these inventions. In fact, there are many more of them which have taken place and transformed the whole world. Even when you look at the issues of electricity itself, if you go deep down into the roots, it was invented by an African, a Black person. More Black persons have invented far-reaching solutions than white people. And I think this is a narrative that you and I need to know. If you think medical, you think transport, you think in every area, Africans have contributed big time. And they are still continuing to do so. But the question is this still happening in Africa, or is being done by Africans who are elsewhere? The challenge is for you to say, this has been done, this is the narrative that our African forefathers have done. What can we do to advance the same narrative, but this time sharing it with others and our future generations? Let me conclude by simply saying, young people, you have a task on your shoulders. And the task is to create the future of Africa. It's done by you, it's done by us. We shouldn't wait for anybody to come from anywhere. In fact, those that come here have got their own narratives and objectives. But our institutions must bring in research and development and relevant education to make things happen.